Fuck! The Pentagon finally admits it. Investigates UFOs. Now, this is by Stephen Greenstreet from the New York Post. Now, there are several things that are going on here. One, this is more drip, drip, drip. Because the Pentagon, and I feel for those poor sons of bitches there. They're still running around the halls panicking over a Muamua. Doesn't know what the hell is going on. Number two, they're getting ready to get us geared into a false flag alien attack that they're going to perform against us. And it'll be them and the CIA, the whole bit. But this thing that it's by somebody from the New York Post, isn't that Trump? I think, doesn't he either own the Post or has a real good rapport with them? Excuse me. If it is a Trump thing, then he's engaging in disclosure. Exposing the secret Space Force. Now this story about the Pentagon is studying the phenomena. There's a whole lot of things that are going on here, and I, pointed out to you. I had this link on the previous clip, but I want to highlight this one specifically. Now, there is one sentence that I'm a little skeptical about. In a statement provided exclusively to the Post. Okay, you got to be careful when you read stuff like that. That's like these guys that engaged in what I consider to be stolen valor. I was a colonel in the Air Force in 1965. I did this and I did that and I have this ribbon and that ribbon. That's all bullshit. They probably buy that stuff at a surplus store. Anyway, it says the Pentagon has finally uttered the words it always avoided when discussing the possible existence of UFOs, unidentified aerial phenomena, and admits that it is still investigating them. And while the DoD says it shut down the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program in 2012, spokesperson Christopher Sherwood acknowledged that the department still investigates claimed sightings of alien spacecraft. Now, the whole thing about the term UFO is, when you're flying around and they were setting up the FAA or the Civil Aeronautics, the CAA, they had to have something as an acronym to explain just stuff that people saw. What was cloud formations, birds, they couldn't figure it out, so they said, unidentified object. After the Roswell con, and I do say it is a con, you just take a look at somebody with pajuria. And I'm digressing for a moment here. And you think of those poor little people, and they are people, just like you and I, very intelligent. They just have an oversized head and a very slender body with long, slender arms. Geez, that sound familiar? And you got a bunch of Okie farmers in New Mexico that see a couple of them, that have been burned from a aerial crash. Yeah, to them it's going to look like something from out of this world. But anyway, stop digressing here. Let's see, we'll get back to the article. The Department of Defense is always concerned about maintaining positive identification of all aircraft. Well, that's what we pay them to do. Operating in our environment, as well as identifying any foreign capability that may be a threat to the homeland. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see, what do we got here? Now they've got some UFOs setting over Sheffield, UK. Okay, so why don't we have any pictures of UFOs over the United States by the Pentagon? The source on this one from the UK is the CIA. I don't know. I think that gets alerts. Oh no, a name. Oh gosh, that's what this is. This looks like a hype for Nick Pope, who secretly investigated UFOs for the British government during the 1990s, called the DoD's comments a bombshell revelation. Well, I'm sure that will do very well for Nick Pope's website. He'll make lots of money on his books and sites and Twitter pages and books and conferences. This just looks like something that Fox has put up here to hype up Nick Pope. They must have worked with him on that. Hey, we got a deal for you. Anyway, I'm going to put the avatar for the article up and link to it and, make your own decisions. You've heard what I have to say about it. Let's see, what's anything else? I'm going to put a picture of the B-2 stealth bomber with no explanation. It just says underneath the photograph, AP. Like that's something mysterious. Maybe that was the fact that they didn't write anything under it. That might be something that we learned from the aliens. Gets another lurch. Oh, now we've got Area 51 mentioned here. Oh, Lord. Then there's a bunch of clickbait stuff at the bottom of the article here. But anyway, like I said, more information out there for people to chew over. Let's see. We know about the U.S. Navy drafting new guidelines for reporting UFOs. I've talked about that. Okay, well, anyway, I'll have it posted here, and we shall see you in the next clip.